when I was a lad, going to the gym was referred to as like working out. That was the vernacular used. And I don't know, where did that fucking phrase originate? I just assume something Arnold related. Remember going to gyms and like that pumping iron movie would always be on. And working out always seemed like it accurately represented what you were doing when you went to the gym. It seemed kind of like you're getting something, you're working something out of you. You were like, yeah, you were just kind of like pushing it out. It's kind of like nebulous because there is no kind of like defined goal. You just kind of like exercising for the sake of exercising. It's an individual pursuit. You're not part of like a team effort. And so you're just working out, baby. And then and at some point that transitioned, and I'm unsure when, maybe like 5 or so years ago, where instead of going to the gym to work out, people say, I'm going to the gym to train. I'm training tomorrow morning at the gym. Or I trained this morning. That's why I'm tired. Why did it change? What happened? Is there much of a difference? I think there is because, like I said before, working out indicated that there was something nebulous, yet still worthwhile that you were working towards. It was just kind of like, yeah, I'm just working out, exercising for the hell of it. Whereas training, I always associated more with a sport, and you would train specific skills for that sport, and like in preparation for a game. And so it never really made it. I found it odd from someone who kind of like grew up playing more sports and going to the gym. Now I'm the opposite. I don't play any sports and I go to the gym. And I'm just like, am I really training? I guess technically I am. I'm doing specific exercises and I'm trying to get better at them, but I'm not working towards something. There's no fucking game. But maybe there is like a fucking gamification aspect to gym going now that I'm not a part of, but many people are. Lots of the gals are going to the gym to try and get a fucking bubble butt, try to get a shelf, yo. And the lads are doing the same thing with their delts or their fucking traps. And yeah, then you can quantify those efforts through, PBs. And so you've got your own little kind of like record. So I guess that's kind of, and maybe like CrossFit maybe had something to do with it, where you kind of like quantify your workout and compete against other people in an individual sense, but it's just kind of like workout stuff rather than kind of like some type of sport which you can win and lose at. You can always do better than your PB, as opposed to like, I won again. Um but yeah, and I also think social media's got something to do with that as well. It's kind of like you're training to get more followers or something. Even still, that kind of like, what does that mean? You're training to grow your audience, but that's never complete either. You can't win or lose that game. It's always going to be go up or down. So anyway, um, and the other idea I had is that maybe it got popular because, like, I think now Joe Rogan has been largely responsible for popularizing fitness and health, exercise in tandem with like just wellness. And so perhaps people are saying they're going to the gym to train, and you're training your mind as much as your body, man. Maybe that's a part of it. If you train your body at the gym in the morning, then you set up for the rest of the day. Some bullshit like that. Which is probably true. And I don't really, this is just the epitome of a pedantic argument, but I find it interesting because old man millennial over here, I'm like, no, I'm working out and I'm sticking to that. I'm not fucking training. I've got my I'm my line in the sand is here and I'm not crossing it. I don't consider this training. However, I'm interested in why other people do. I was having a gander, in Reddit, I've noticed Reddit recently have started doing a bit of the old Instagram trick where they'll kind of like suggest groups for you. And this may sound like a long-winded way of me um trying to explain away the fact that I've been dipping my toes into the more plates, more dates subreddit. That I sorted out myself. I assure you I didn't. They I'm probably in the fitness subreddit or some shit, but so it got recommended to me to that. So this is not me trying to explain that away. I didn't go after it directly. It was suggested to me. So I had to poke around in there. And a lot of the top posts in there are kind of like laughing at non-exercises in terms of the time they are wasted in the gym working on their physique and how it's kind of like a egocentric narcissistic act. And there's all these memes there in terms of like guys looking like an Adonis, super Chad geezers, but then like some, beta male saying like, oh, you could have read 10 books for the amount of time that you spent in the gym this week or some shit. So they're basically saying you're missing out on life or you're obsessing over one thing to the detriment of other stuff. And that's an interesting thing and something that I've thought of as well, because I think there is a benefit to exercise. But then there's also this weird social aspect of the gym, or just like a sense of satisfaction that you get when you walk through the door of somewhere and say like, "Oh, I'm now at the gym. I must be doing something positive." And I've called myself a couple of times where it's like I'm too tired to actually work out properly, or I'm too lazy on that particular day. And so I'm procrastinating in the gym and I'm just like doing a half-hearted effort. And I realized I shouldn't have gone anyway, but I'm still getting this weird warm fuzzy from like being there and being around other people who are working out as well. So I don't know. I definitely lean on the side of like everyone should do at least a little bit of exercise. However, I do feel like it is a little bit of a trap to feel like, especially when your goal, you aren't like a bodybuilder or a model or an actor, where like you're having a very specific goal in mind with your physique is necessary. You just want to feel good, look good. You can kind of smash out a quick workout and then you're done. Getting obsessed with like going down the rabbit hole of like trying to lift more and all that stuff. At what point do you start investing time into something and you hit the point of diminishing returns? Because yeah, unless you can create some type of like tangible goal that you're training towards, you are training toward you're just trying to make you're training towards nothingness. I guess you can multitask a little bit when you're exercising at a gym. You can listen to an audiobook or podcasts or music or some shit. But yeah, maybe you could be reading some other stuff. Uh instead of just mindlessly training towards nothingness. I don't know, for some reason working out, there's a certain amount of people who could like you work out for a bit, you've worked it out, then you leave. Whereas training is kind of like this more like, huh? Fucking Bruce Lee staring you down, being like, no, this is like a lifetime pursuit when you're just an accountant for a fucking hedge fund. Do you really need a bench 580 if you're that guy? I'm not too sure. All right. Enough for this one. Catch you on the next one. Bye.